Remember, Happy is always asking for thumbs up. She doesn't want treats. She wants thumbs up, comments, and followers. So if you want to do something nice this morning, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel for Happy. Couple quick things before we get into the daily news, folks. Let me just say I am so happy. I'm getting so excited. We really seem to be building some pretty solid momentum, all right, one rental at a time, and it's because all of you are doing the work. Let's congratulate Brandon, Matt, and actually, Matt, you got a twofer. So 3 more cards going out today. If you don't know what this is, I'm trying to measure the impact of this channel. I'm trying to see who is doing the work, who is doing the math, and who is writing up offers and getting deals. And yes, if you've been following this channel, you know what that means. When we get to 500, hopefully we cut a 10K check, 5K from myself personally, and likely 5K from other experts in my channel. And yes, I will be dyeing my hair purple, which is honestly something I never thought I would do. But hey, you set up a crazy goal of 500 and you all deliver, I got to step up and do it. So yeah, I think it's looking ever more likely. Well, when you look at the daily financial news this morning, the first thing that jumped off my page today is China. And it really feels like China is trying to distance itself from anything close to being a capitalist, right? It was communist. It had decades of capitalistic tendencies, and now it is clearly going socialist. And the latest activity is what does it say exactly? It says all crypto activity is illegal and overseas exchanges are illegal. Now, obviously, this took a big hit on crypto, which doesn't bother me, but really what this signals to me is I wonder what's going on with the population, the citizens. Just in the last, 3, 4, 5 months, the central government has punished tech stocks. And I bet or suspect there are a lot of Chinese citizens that had tech stocks. I think it's down $1 trillion collectively. That is going to leave a mark. Then you have them going after other public education, video games, and obviously most recently property development. If you are a Chinese citizen and you see these attacks, I wonder, just wonder, how many of them are like, dude, I am getting out of the yuan. This guy's crazy. I'm going to put my stuff in crypto X, Y, or Z. I wonder what percent of the population is running away from the yuan or the renminbi or whatever they call it. I don't know. I'm just wondering. But yeah, that just goes to show you that China seems to be going backwards, in my opinion. It's going to have less kind of relationships around the world. It's getting more, basically it's building, we're going to do this our way. So pretty interesting stuff. And again, I wonder if there's a bigger story there that we're just not seeing, right? It hasn't been leaked out somehow. So that's what hit my radar on that. Got a couple of earnings that we talked about on Saturday or Sunday that came out today. We got Carnival and Nike, both disappointing. And if you're in the stock market deep, heavy, especially if you're on margin, I think it's time to pay attention. For about a year, it seemed like we were only getting positive surprises. The last 2 weeks, I don't remember a positive surprise. They've all been negative, missing, and lowering guidance. Nike and Carnival not to be outdone. Nike missed, and they lowered expectations. Carnival lost $2 billion in the quarter and said future bookings are light. I don't know about you, but I'm getting really, really weird spidey senses about a recession out there in the near future. It just feels weird. Just feels weird. Back to Evergrande, there's lots of more talk about what is going on. There's been no word about their $89 or $85 billion interest payment or debt payment. Something you should know, and probably you do in your personal life, right? You have debt due on, I don't know, pick a date, November 1st. You actually do have a grace period. I understand that they actually have a 30-day grace period inside of this. Frankly, I wouldn't hold my breath. Again, it clearly seems like the Chinese government is saying, finish what you've done, right? Finish what's under construction. take care of the citizens who deposited in, I think, their wealth management, what they call it, wealth product, something like that, and then screw everybody else. That's what it seems like it's going on. Again, I really think with China kind of ratcheting down on everything. I mean, if you were in China today and this was happening around you, or for heaven forsake, say you're in the U.S. or Australia or Canada and this was happening by your government, wouldn't you get a little nervous? I mean, even if you're employed, your wife's employed, husband's employed, kids are out doing well, wouldn't you get a little nervous about, this central government thing seems to be going in my pocketbook. What's going on? Wouldn't you kind of just take a pause on spending? I really do think, after speaking with Jonathan Twomley, I think it was yesterday, China really could have a decade of, I think Japan called it the lost decade, right? Japan kind of peaked in '89, as I recall. There was a time where I remember the Japanese came in and bought Pebble Beach for like way too much money. And then they lost it or sold it back for a huge loss. Anyways, it seems like China could have a lost decade, right? We are used to China growing 6, 8, 10, even 11%. I really think it could go negative, especially if the citizens are scared. And that, I think if China catches a cold or gets a recession, it really could impact the world. So we shall see. Looks like the spending bills are going to be coming. Somehow, some way, they're going to be spending trillions of dollars more. Yes, they are going to sell this as taxing the rich. But as I keep trying to tell you, we are all going to pay for this. There is a tax out there called inflation. And inflation is nasty. It impacts everyone. And unfortunately, it impacts the people at the bottom of the rung the most. So I wish they would be more honest with this, but yes, inflation is coming. It is real. It is sticky. It is inelastic, as they say. It is coming. Looks like Britain or the UK is talking about having a really tough winter. I'm like, okay, I'll read that article. It basically boils down to not having enough truckers. Yes, there are not enough truckers to deliver food, water, gasoline, energy, and that is causing shelves to be empty, gas stations to run out of gas, and really kind of mess it up. So basically what they're doing now is they're raising the starting wages back to wage inflation. Truckers now can make up to $95K a year starting salary in the UK. Seems like a decent salary to me. It seems like what they're saying is a lot of the truckers that used to roll in the UK went home. This is probably something we are seeing in lots of the U.S. as well as other developing nations. What we were shut down for 12, 14, 16 months. We lost, a certain set of individuals that just went home. And the UK is really getting hammered. They're actually warning citizens for a really tough winter. That doesn't leave you warm and fuzzy. At least it doesn't leave me warm and fuzzy. Looks like the government shutdown is upon us. This has, I don't know. I sold to the federal government for 15 years or so. It seems like they always had a government shutdown. Actually had a couple during my tenure. Then they had these things called CRs, or continuing resolutions. The government shutdown to me is political theater. The debt ceiling, now that's got my attention. And if you know anything about this channel, I've been warning about that for about 8 weeks that it was coming. Well, it is right around the corner. According to things I've read, we could be out of cash. The Treasury could be out of cash in early October, is what I've read. So the shutdown doesn't bother me one iota. The debt ceiling, that'll make you get a little nervous. Looks like Costco reported earnings. It is their inventory or supply chain is so bad, Costco is pulling a Walmart. If you're watching my channel, I think it was like 6 months ago, Walmart said they were renting container ships, like the whole ship. Now Costco is doing the same thing, right? You got all these tankers sitting out there in different areas, and now Costco's like, screw it, we're going to rent our own ship and just run them back and forth between China and the U.S., I'm guessing. So again, the supply chain is so bad that Costco is doing that. In addition to that, Costco is bringing back limits. I remember going to a Costco, God, a year and a half ago, and it's like, nope, you get one of those. Well, it looks like they're bringing it back for toilet paper and cleaning products and bottled water. Yeah, I don't know why they're bringing it back now, but they are, which tells me the supply chain is not fixed. The great resignation is upon us as the offices open back up. There was one article I read that said 40% of employees are looking to resign. What I would tell you to do, because I was that individual much of my career, and then I led teams, so I had people reporting to me, is I would ask you, is it about the money, or is it about a new passion, a new balanced life? If it's about the money, do yourself a favor, have a conversation with your employer, because all the employers will know that this is going on. So you could probably get more money where you are, probably. But if it's about a new passion or whatnot, go for it. This is the time. If that's what you've learned the last 12 or 14 months is you want to do something different the rest of your life, go nuts. That is out there. And then finally, I see that Mr. President Biden is very upset that the 400 wealthiest families are not paying their fair share of taxes. I always think that is, I think that is a comically funny statement. Because at least currently in the United States, we do not have a wealth tax, we have an income tax. So to say that the 400 wealthiest families in America don't pay their fair share of taxes, like, no kidding, you silly person. We don't have a wealth tax, we have an income tax. So to be upset that the wealthy aren't paying their fair tax is missing the point. You are just trying to rile people up by saying nonsensical things that will sound good. Yes, tax the wealthy. You could raise income taxes up to 99%, and these wealthy families would pay very little more. They don't have income. They have wealth. An income tax and a wealth tax, very, very different. It doesn't matter where you move the thresholds for. Yeah, it's pretty comical to me. So at the end of the day, folks, that's what I got for you today. We will be doing the daily financial news tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'm not sure about the live stream because I'm a virtual speaker at the REI conference this week. I don't know what time it is. I think it's 9. If it's 9 to 3, I will do my live at 8 a.m. But I will not be doing my Facebook Live. Dion from Dion Talk will actually be doing that for the group. So we will have a live in my private Facebook group, but it won't be me. It will be Dion. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.